Whoop. Wow. Nuts. Determining if this 15 minutes going to close inside of here, in which case we are looking long. I think we're going to get up to 700. This is obviously quite violent. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Get these links posted for everybody. I was waiting to see if we're going to get something in there. Just woke up. I've been up for an hour. I did the I do my rebounder and all kinds of stuff in the morning. But the hair's a little all over the place, isn't it? This is violence. Let me get this in the channel. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This was extremely violent. This was extremely violent. Labor Day nonsense, maybe. Labor Day nonsense, maybe. I think we could be in for a huge rally right now, however. So we'll see. Right? I think we trade at least back up to the 580s. ES isn't even on my chart. There we go. So we'll see what ends up happening. If we can, I mean, we got a little while. We got 10 minutes. And this is showing no signs so far, but we'll see. Okay, let's see what goes on. I think if, like, this is a violent close, obviously, this is the area that I'd like to have a strong movement from, but if we're just going to continue, if this goes red to green, then I'm long. And that'll be at 43, and then I've got a defined stop. Otherwise, we're just going to continue to drop for the foreseeable future this morning. It's pretty much my last line in the sand that's gotta do something. Otherwise, no bueno. Otherwise, no bueno. There we go. Get going. Closure above this would be your first idea. Closure above that. Need a closure above that, 58. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All the way up to 580. At minimum, 580. You're a prick. You're a prick. You're a prick. Get going. Get going. Get going. Get going. Get going. Huge void up there. I think a lot of interest as well. There's our closure. Good. Perhaps a tap back in now. Perhaps. ES following suit, which I like a lot. Like it a lot. And lift. I'm going to take some off here at 58 just because we are chopping around. I do think we've got higher to go, but there will be an attempt to add, or an opportunity to add in if need be. There's a lot of decisions made at 545-ish, so it's very possible that we have to trade back down there and let them reload their position. Now, there was a ton of accumulation here, which then manipulated, so it's not needed, but it's possible. Squeeze, bada, bada, bada. Squeeze, bada, bada, bada. Boom. All the way up. All the way up. I'm down to runners. I will take break even at 43 if we don't get our higher time frame sponsorship. Right, this is your 5. Quite happy with that. Your 15 obviously very, very strong. So we shall see. We shall see. Uh, 700, yeah. Yeah. I think we're trading up to this today. Personally. That it may not necessarily be on that candle. But we'll find out. This is the this is your unicorn or whatever fairy tale animal you've liked. But essentially what we're trying to do is determine, okay, we got a 1 minute flip. Our 5 minute flat top is all the way up here at 601. So this flip hasn't actually done its job yet. But she's reloading to where? The area that made the decision in the first place. I think we talked about that, did we not? Ooh, is it flip back? It certainly did. I didn't like that. I like the flip. I took out my break even. Zach's 100% right. That this was actually all internal range. Your range is that candle right there. Got you. So we'll wait to see what we get. We'll wait to see what we get. I do like that 5-minute flat top. ES has one and NQ has one. One sec. Good morning, good morning. Didn't Dave say he was going to be live trading in his mentorship when he opened it recently, and he hasn't taken one? That will be something. So first hurdles, these 20s here, which it looks like we're displacing through. We're inside of this major NVIDIA candle, which we have not taken the low of yet. If we're going to take the low of it today, that is. And certainly by this violence, it looks like it wants to. Now, I have a lot of targets higher, and I like this SNDR, especially to trade back into. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be today, but I do like if this would have flipped and validated, then we've got a significant move, and then we've got to deal with the 620s. And if we can deal with this area here, then we can run there. But this is quite violent. So starting to look at the expectations, right? So failure here takes us back up into here, and that will be back up into the 550 area potentially, and then you're probably looking at terminus down here for the current swing move, but we'll see. Morning, Price. Morning, Peter. Morning, Attack. Morning, Andrew. Zach. Matt. Everybody. What's going on? What's going on? Pretty much short until proven otherwise, at least so far. 10 a.m. Wow. Hello. I didn't think we had red folder today, did we? Can we validate? Again. And then we just have our higher time frame, or intermediate time frame rather, run out. We got to validate though. That's good. That's really good. Back up to the 50s. That's a dangerous candle. That's a dangerous candle. Very possible that we trade back into here and then leave. Now, this is not a structural area of interest. Structural, not a structural area of interest. Oh. That 5's looking like it wants to reverse at some point. So if you take this long, you're looking at least to here. Your risk is this candle. You're expecting this price action to continue. You've got your accumulation, your sweep, your double bottom failure, and you're looking for that lift into the 580s that we didn't get. But risk accordingly, this is violent. You got 25 points of risk, even just this candle alone. And if you're waiting for a flip or something a little bit more, right? Like we don't have a 5-minute. This here, that flip should have traded to a 5-minute high. And instead we got a drop, which tells you that we're in higher time frame sell pressure, right? So this very well could be the move. Right, but you're right. If you're right and you're long here, then it should be somewhat explosive, and you're really right. As in, we're going up to that 5-minute flat top at 600, and we're likely going a little bit beyond that. So we don't need to be early. Don't need to be early. But we do need to be correct. Not really liking the follow through on ES or NQ for that matter. Would have rather seen a little bit more displacement as well, like this trading kind of into this balanced area of interest, but again, I do think that this is very violent short. So for that reason, I passed on this long personally. And I think it gets taken out here, obviously, but there it goes. Right, but that's a violent start to the 10 a.m. calendar or hourly. You then can at least look at trading back in and then leaving. You validated a low finally, so we've got a area of interest. I do think that that this will be an important point of contention, but sitting on my hands. Morning, Matthias. We're now in the 480s, which is terminus of this move. Should be terminus of this move. At least in a normal day it would be. I think that as it stands right now, very violent, and we'll wait to see if we get a reaction from this that achieves anything, right? So if we get accumulation, flip, and then goes, then I'll look for a swing long, but I'm not really looking to take anything aggressive from this, even though I think that yeah, I mean, Newswick is probably more important than my areas of interest. So I'm going to sit on my hands for the 480s here, even though I do expect a bounce from there. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. I think that we'll get our, like, we're getting a ton of accumulation here. Accumulation, right? Just continuing lower, balanced price range, cool. Or SNDR, or both, whichever you're interested in. Take care now, right? Yeah. Yeah, this will be quite interesting to see what ends up happening here. So waiting. You guys that love your shorts, you're probably laughing all the way to the bank today, which is awesome. So waiting to see. Get this light going. Morning, Astrophile. What's going on, buddy? This 445 area is interesting. I don't really have much that I like in sync with my with the Nvidia low, so I'm kind of waiting to see what price discovery does down here to kind of give some clarity on what's going on. Anybody got any fun Labor Day plans that I can live vicariously through you guys with? We're starting to build a bit of an SNDR here, which I like. Right? So we've got probably trades down. You've got like this area here at 27s. That might give a little bit of a relief. And then if that doesn't lead to anything, then you actually got all the way, like, quite a bit lower at 86s if it wants to continue with these 80s. Which I think, well, not necessarily there, but certainly in here was a key area of interest. Shorts until proven otherwise. So we'll see. I love this area at 45, but it's right above this low, so even if it does run, I can't justify it. Considering the higher time frame blast to the downside, which I love. We'll see. And what would be really annoying is if this was intermediate or higher time frame inducement and then it ran it out. As again, I like that 45 level, but I think I'd rather can't even speak apparently. I'd rather wait and see what ends up going on. I think everybody's waiting for the NVIDIA low as well, which is going to lead to a lot of profit taking and or an SNDR. So we'll see. Not involved here yet. Can completely and entirely understand if it does run. This is a huge range here, which I'm thinking is an SNDR for the low. And then we'll look at 27 if we get a violent reaction out of there. We'll go from there. Right, but 45s are very, very important. And I think there's going to be a lot of buying here. Ooh. Do they take it or do they squeeze everybody first? Everybody watching with bated breath. Now what? Catch all early longs, sucker them in, and then run them out? Or do we just fly? Ooh, that was a nasty candle. Ooh, let's go, let's go. We're dealing with the 5-minute open right now. Dealing with the 5-minute open right now. And do we lift? Let's go, let's go. I don't want it coming back down there now. Otherwise, we do have to run them out down into like the 27 area, but this very well could be done. I did take a scalp there, but I want to see what's going on. It did hit one of my areas of interest. I did want 27s, but the zone that I have is actually about right about here. which I liked sort of a little bit lower, but we'll see. Right? Not exactly the most convincing 5-minute candle. And the follow through being bearish. The follow through being bearish. Green today. Good morning. Good morning. Stay safe. Yes. Hello, Forex Edge. Somebody's excited for the giveaway. I like that. Just catching up on chat. Catching up on chat. Squeeze, yeah, maybe. Maybe. The squeeze, like, so what you guys have to gauge, put a little bit of our educator hat on. We use the lower time frame in context of what the higher time frames are doing. There's your 5-minute. There's your 15-minute. So if a reversal is going to come from a higher time frame low, you need to see something fairly specific, right? We like the 5-minute closing bullish, but that's not even step one. Step one is we validate a 5-minute low, right? When we're in a higher time frame PA, we're not looking necessarily at the 1 minute. We're looking at the one as it pertains to the 5. And then, like Zach mentioned earlier, this is danger zone. Cool, we validated, right? Right up into an area of interest and then drop. Right? This is a lot of buying coming in. They're scaling in, scaling in, scaling in, scaling in. And when they're done scaling in, we're going to know. It's going to blast. It's going to blast. Waiting for long setup of offer, yes. That drop looks steep, yes. I think that, you think that the powers that be don't know that this is an NVIDIA low and everybody's waiting for the NVIDIA low? Right? So they get everybody interested, then they run them out. And now we determine what's going on. Fun fact, I've actually only taken longs so far today. I'm waiting to see. I love this area of interest. There's a lot of interest there. Right? But if it's not able to generate anything, and I think that generating something would mean that we trade above this 5-minute high, and then we come back in, and then we can leave, maybe. And then what that would look like on the 1, like we've already got a lot of buying interest. You see these full body candles. That's good. That's good. Right? We're validating highs and lows. That's good. But we need to have a little bit of a change in personality here. Right? This bear bar led to a massive sell-off that took the low. Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that we'll kind of be looking at this area here. And if we get some sort of a reaction from it, then if you get like your trade, some sort of movement, and then you get your imbalance stabs into it, and then this gives you your low risk entry. And now you're on the right side of order flow for looking for longs. This is trying to reverse. You see the curve trying to change. Right? I'm basically looking at this from a discretion lens going, well, I like it a lot for reversal, but if she's ready to go, she should be explosive. something similar to this. And you're seeing a beautiful signature on ES as well. Right now that we've actually traded above this high, that's triggered buy stops. I think assuming this closes properly, then you're looking for a decent trade on ES, and NQ should follow suit back up to our area of structure, which is this right here. Very likely this 10 a.m. low. And that opened specifically at 519. Right? So it was either going to be this area, in which case we got our change in personality. I haven't taken this long. I did take that move, and I was waiting to see what ended up shaking out here. Because if we're right, and we get our higher time frame blast, say this validates the 5-minute low, right? And our 15 starting to follow suit, all of the nice things that we like, and we're targeting, say, 580, 600, whatever, right? Maybe even back up to the initial consolidation. Then I don't really care about being in at 30. Right? So we'll see what ends up happening at this area of interest. Right? But you're, those of you guys that like to trade based off of candlesticks and you're very visual, you're looking for that change in personality like this. Right? So what we talked about was the bear bar that came in, and that's the long I should have taken, 100%. So you have buying, sell pressure, buying, sell pressure, buying, sell pressure, buying, sell, right? Pretty much everywhere except for this, which actually had to take that high. Every bull bar was met with aggressive selling, right? So we have bull, bear, and then the follow through here, every bear bar had strong sell pressure, right? Bang, bang. Well, wait, what happened here? What happened there? Love the mindset, Zach. Obsessed. All right, so ES has to validate. NQ also has to validate. You've got 2 minutes left. Your 5-minute high is this one. So we like the intermediate time frame flip. And lower time frame flip actually too. Our intermediate time frame hasn't flipped yet. That'll be much higher. Right? So we want ES and NQ to both validate their 5s. And then so on and so forth. Otherwise, this is kind of danger zone. And you got a minute and a half for it to do it. Reoffer the 5-minute high. Our expectation is that it should validate. And if it doesn't, this is going to get dirty. But we'll see. Right? Your first area of interest is actually right here at about 500. And if it lifts, then we're going all the way back up. I wouldn't even say here. I'd say we're probably retesting the 540s here. Personally, what I'm looking at. "15 seconds. Right? So no flip or failure. If we flip and fail, then I think we take this low. Right? Because otherwise we'd be looking at any sweep of a 5-minute high going, well, bail. And it very well could in higher time frame movement as well. You know, that's why if you guys are long, you probably have your stops accordingly. You want this to continue. Otherwise, you in trouble, man. All right, what I don't like is the wicks that came in here. Again, still sitting on my hands. You got a couple of flat bottoms, and we very well could just sweep those out and then validate that 5. But this was an area of interest. I think we come back down probably... yeah, we very well could come back down to here. And if this respects, then we fly and we validate that 5. If. Ooh. Back to the area to mitigate, perhaps. Not involved just yet. This very well could be a sweep of the 5-minute low. Depends how bullish you are. I don't particularly like that invalidation, but if we sweep and fail, again, I'm more along the lines of wait for price to confirm. And once it confirms, then, like if this validated, then I'm looking for anything lower to then continue with the new trend. This to me is very, very aggressive. And it could sweep and fail here. And then you're looking at this and the 1-minute flip and you look like a genius. Otherwise, this could just stab back up to our area of interest that we were talking about, right? That if it can, or if it respects this area, right? Then away we go and just fly. Right? So, again, the primary directive is staying out of trouble. Good. It's been a good week. It's been a really good week. It's been, oh, my mouse. Apparently I forgot to plug it in last night. It hasn't been without its challenges. I had a abysmal morning yesterday. I had an abysmal morning yesterday before riding the longs, which prompted a lot of introspection yesterday as well. The mental game never stops, lads. The mental game never stops. But so yeah, yesterday morning was a little bit rough. And then made up for that in the afternoon, which has been a lot more clean this week, and I don't really know why that is. Not that it matters. The morning was clean in hindsight. Like, if I look at yesterday morning, and I'm going, well, I had 15-minute areas of interest, and one of them was 720s that I was talking about on stream with you guys, and we got a flip, we traded back in, and we left right at 720. And yet I didn't short. Right? And then I had this area down here, and I was kind of hung up by it taking London's low. And instead, we consolidated, we flipped, we traded back in, and we left. And this actually ended up being a beautiful long for the 800s, which was the initial target that I wanted anyways. So I didn't actually listen to my own analysis and ride the longs all the way up. right? Dennis did, the legend, but I was hung up on going lower, disregarded the flip. I was actually shorting in here and just not really, just messing around in the middle of a range. So I kind of deserve to get my myself clapped. Just validated that 5 after sweeping underneath. Beautiful stuff. Very, very tricky and aggressive long if you guys did take it. That led to a squeeze. Hey, what's going on, Brock? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, the Trader Summit was fun. It was fun. I think it was delivered and received quite well. The presenter said that a lot of people were giving some really good feedback, and he was actually asking about some NLP and whatnot as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So hopefully those of you guys that tuned in kind of enjoyed it. At market close today, I did a little bit of a poll on school, so we will do a live Q&A for you guys, and that'll be in the Discord today. So I'll answer a whole bunch of questions at market close for you guys. And yeah, just kind of go from there, right? So this is going to be sort of a build on either the psychology talk of what was talked about, and this is a little bit more geared to you guys specifically. It looks like we're expanding. I think we'll trade up above this high here and into the 540s and potentially even beyond. Market close. So just after 4 o'clock Eastern. That was what was voted on, right? So don't kill me for you guys wanting to run away for your weekend. But yeah, been trading pre-market these days. They've been kind too. Yeah, the London session's been very, very clean, hasn't it? Is DTF ETF's instant account? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Morning trading is life. Morning, Alejandra. Noemi. ABC. What's going on? So this area, it's still having troubles with the 500. Which I don't like at all. This is showing urgency to me, which is great. Your 15 also, that's great. I think we go higher, but still a ton of selling. All right, so I think once it clears the 500s, and I would say that a closure above like 506 or so will then lead to a move up to 540 or so, but we'll see. Otherwise, just gonna chop around, mess everybody up as it tries to continue on its merry little way. You got this little balanced area of price. We've already tapped into it, so I don't really think that we've got much reason to go below it, but that would be a major area of concern. Again, sort of trying to flip in here, which I'm not putting a ton of weight on. I think this is just sell pressure from that 500 level. It could be leading to a little bit more downside, maybe even sweeping that 5-minute low. Now that we've flipped on the lower time frame here, but Not holding my breath for the short side. Now that we've validated this 5, I think the 15 continues on its merry way. Yeah, we're stabbing into an imbalance, but we've already taken our higher time frame area of interest. I would expect this imbalance to be, now that it's filled, I would expect it to be inverted when we trade back through. So watching and waiting, watching and waiting, watching and waiting. Looking for a reason to get long. Right, I like this area here. So if we can close above this and then re-offer the mid 80s, then I'll be interested, and my stop will be underneath this this large bullish candle at 65. If. But she's got to get through 500s, like we talked about. She's got to. 2 micros left. Okay. Do I use footprint for my analysis in combination with liquidity sweep? No, I don't. I did try footprint for a very long time. I did. I did drills on Jigsaw, on the dome, 1-tick drills, where I'm literally following the dome on ES and trying to determine, okay, like, are we going up or down 1 tick based off of order flow? And so I put a lot into that sort of analysis, and it works very, very well for other people. But you'll find that. And I think ICT is very similar, even though you get specific models and whatnot. I'm long, by the way, at 92s. I'm looking for 540. What was I saying? The problem with order flow is that people need to pair it with direction. That's the biggest issue that they've got, is that we get so caught up in all of that, and we try and have to determine whether we're going up, whether we're going down, whatever we're doing. But we forget sort of what the market's doing by itself. Get going. Looking for a stall candle here to make shorts panic, and then we'll continue on with our merry way. And again, this is sort of like, okay, well, we flip, we traded back down. We actually didn't even take that 5-minute low. So it's possible we trade back into the 98s here, but I think we got our closure above at 507. So I'm expecting this area is now done. And we're looking for expansion, which should lead all the way up. And again, I'm looking at this high here at minimum at 33, and so on and so on and so forth. Play nice, NQ. Play nice. We're not even at the hourly open yet. 519, 520 at minimum. That's minimum. Watching, waiting, watching. Well, not waiting, actually. Nice, Nisnos. I would have rather this closed above and then tapped back through, but but I hit it here and I had a little bit of a wider stop, so we'll see. Getting a little bit of AMD here. Wouldn't really like this to close below, even though That high was 925. That closed at 9. So this isn't a structural candle. It's just kind of order flow, which should facilitate a movement back down here, which it is. Cool. Right, and then ideally this fails and we just continue on our merry way. Let's go. Now if I was trading with firms that allowed, like say like a Top Step or something that, well I mean even Top Step has a 5K payout cap, doesn't it? Right, but I don't have any take profit accounts where I'm able to literally hold for the 700s should it offer it. What I don't like is that we're a little bit lethargic in our movement here. We're starting to see accumulation, manipulation potentially on our 5, whatever, into this area of interest. So we very well could get a higher time frame drop. I think the 15's already done that, right? So I want to see expansion from this 15-minute candle, not just a doji here. And we got 3 minutes, right? I like that we're bouncing off of this. We've got to actually generate something. Yet another drop back in. This is a structural zone. Contrary to what it might look like, this is a structural zone. Right, so it is trading back up here to 501. So those of you guys that enjoy your scalps, you got that. And more importantly, you've also got to break its structure if it takes that low. Still long from 92s. Still long from line 92s. Looking at my level to levels and not really liking the order flow that's going on here though. I just took that off break even. We'll wait for something a little bit better. Right? This very well could sweep this out and then run. My goodness. There's your 5. Here's your 15. Not looking the most enticing, is it? So I'm actually wondering if we're going to sweep this protected low out at 79 or not. But aggressive sell pressure. There she goes, and now what? Oh, that's a violent close. You might get a brief tap back in. And or this area is turbulous. You're going to find out very, very quickly. That's a very dangerous 5-minute candle, though. So I'm a little bit hesitant to hop in here, even though I think that our targets weren't filled just yet to the upside. We'll see. Right? That 5-minute low, but violently swept. Sitting on my hands. Sitting on my hands, 50-minute. Right, but this is a new one at 10:46. People will look at this imbalance and say that that it's been respected. We didn't get to that 10 a.m. open, which I don't like from the bear side. Technically broken structure. You have your sort of S&DR here now, where they really dealt with everything. And more importantly, we've got like this area of consolidation to the left, right? So we're now back into it, right? So we left, we kind of hit areas of interest. I thought that this closure here would have done a little bit more than what it did, but instead it flipped. And now we're back to the origin area. So we'll see. Violent, 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 violent. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. I think, given that this smacked through, yes, we've got your flip. You've also got your break in structure. It barely traded back in and then left. I think that it's very possible that we have to run this low again. I think we should. And then you're probably looking at like 380s or so down here. And this ends up being lethargic, your intermediate time frame movement. Right? I did want higher, at least to short. I didn't think it was going to get held up here as much as it did, but The market does not care what I want, obviously. So, sitting on my hands, didn't short. If I was going to short, I think that I would have wanted something a little bit higher into here. I wasn't interested in taking front side in there. I wanted long, and I was positioned for it. And yeah, I think we run this low, and then we've got 380s. All right, so unless you're taking momentum trades or whatnot, then yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Right, so like this, this movement, if we were going to, like, this is kind of your last idea, right? So you got your order block. If this is going to be manipulation, we got our stall candle, spike, flip. Okay, cool, but it's got a break structure. It validated a high, obviously. Cool, right here. And then this is sort of our last idea. So it bounced from here, and then it immediately got sold into hard. So no bueno. And did that actually take it? It took it. All right. So your first area of interest, obviously. And people will go long here. I think they're going to get clapped. If ES is any guide, right? You have these violent 5-minute candles. We didn't really stab into anywhere which I was looking for short. So if you guys are taking flips and you like inversions or whatever else, then this was a beautiful short at 501, which makes sense. That's something for me to look at. It's for me to look at. I love Take Profit. Take Profit's a really good firm, right? I think they're very, very good if you're able to run up accounts. So if you're able to kind of get, like, I don't think if you're like, you know what, I make two grand or a little bit less a week, and like when I have a very, very good week, then I blow it or whatever. If that's like your style and you're still kind of working on that consistency, then TPT isn't as strong, because to unlock everything for them, you need to make that 5K. And even if that 5K takes you a month, right, and you're making $200, $300 a day, but you're consistent, then the daily withdrawals really help. That's huge. Huge. Or if you're able to run it up, right? If you're like, you know what, I might do very, very well for 1 week and then not do very well the next week. I'm still working on that consistency, but when I'm on that week, I'm making like $1,500 a day. Well, now you got daily withdrawals. Boom, right? That's cool. So right now I'm using ETF and my fund of futures. Although I probably should do a take profit challenge soon. Should probably do another one of those. Are we green today, lads? Have we been staying out of trouble? Do we understand why we were looking long, at least for this movement? And then even though I did end up being wrong with this 90s trade, I suppose I could have taken 20 points. Right? So this did trade back up to our area of interest. This is structural. Right? Not quite where I wanted by any means at all. But we're monitoring how lethargic this was, and it led to a reversal. So people that were short were quite happy to do so. Boom. Right? And we were long until proven otherwise, which ended up being here. And these are the signatures. You get these spikes. This is sideways PA. Right? Spike. This is sideways, but then what ends up happening? Violent. Response is weak. Right? Violent response is strong. So we continue higher. Right? So this was the area right underneath that low. Looks like we're getting a flip now. So I'd be very, very cautious. Looks like ES actually ended up respecting that low too. Nasty business. We'll see what ends up going on here. Right, so first area of interest on this push, assuming that we close above this candle here, and then validating this high, which it hasn't yet. We could just be ranging down here. But if we get that validation, then we're looking at trading up probably to this area here, right? High 60s, low 70s. And then that might send you back down, and then you're looking for a movement back up. And I would expect this movement up to be a little bit more violent. So we'll find out. And then we'll get some marbles going soon as we have a turn of the hour. Turn of the hour, right? But if you're looking for these movements, like you see that this candle, what happened? You have this spike down that took the lows. We swept the low of it. We've got to close above the high of it. Otherwise, we're just inside of this range. And you're buying at the top of a range, expecting a breakout. Which is very, very different than an aggressive long in here on failure. Right? You get your flip. Cool. But no closure. Personally, I think this is going down to the 80s. I think. First stop will be 407, and then you've got like 380, 385 until 370s. Excuse me. There we go. Down, 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 down. Not quite low enough yet. Might stab back in and then continue on its way to 410 or 405 or so. People that are shorting up in here aggressively. This is their 100-point trigger here. Cute. Everybody's got their eye on this imbalance. Oh, it's a double bottom. Maybe. Maybe. You got a whole bunch of wicks. Don't think she's done yet, but I'm not long. Or I'm not short, rather. Four-hour low. IFVG. People piling in. People piling in. Hopefully they make their bag. It's not for me. Excuse me. And you can feel the velocity as well. Just didn't get quite as low as I wanted. So we'll wait. That's cool. All right, we'll see if this ends up closing above this here. But you've now got your new leg that actually broke your last structural candle, which we validated. Cool. And then I think, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening in this area of interest. Five-minute high, still dangerous. So sitting, watching, waiting, sitting on my hands. Like the velocity of that. That was very, very aggressive buying. So we're going to wait and determine, or at least I'm going to wait and determine if this is if this was just running out early shorts, and then the actual drop happens, and then away we go. We'll find out. Turn of the hour as well. So the 10 a.m. candle was very, very violent. The 11 a.m. push equally as violent. And it looks like we're getting a nice little lift from news. Right. So if you guys that like to trade aggressively for reversals, you were looking at this. After the validation, trades back in, goes, and this has got a flip, which it looks like it's going to. But we'll see if it can actually validate a 5-minute candle or not. If it can't, we got the same sort of issue with here, where it ended up trading all the way back down and then finally ran. But personally, I don't really like 50 points of drawdown. No thanks. No thanks. So other than this being a 5-minute high, it's kind of no man's land for me here. I can't really justify a short. Even though I do think that if it continues to fail here, that it's going to have a really hard time. $40 for this 5-minute candle. Do they do it? Looks like they want to. Maybe not. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Ooh, yet another sweep and fail? Maybe. No, not quite. But that was a vicious rejection, maybe. Are we done yet to the downside? Difficult to say, but I think we find out very, very quickly if that sweep and failure has any sort of juice or if we just rock it. Still failing that 5-minute high. It's challenging it. .45's having a lot of struggle for it to break through, but we'll find out. You find out very, very quickly as well. These sweeps and fails are nasty, but they're being bought up immediately, which is a concern for any bearish PA. It's having a lot of trouble with that 5-minute high. They've got to get some relief here or they're going to be really underwater. There it goes, I think. I think that was the shove that they needed. Here she goes, finally. Finally expanding. Not exactly the bearish candle that they wanted. I used the bullpen code 7 times this week, but I really need a DTF. Used it 7 times this week. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. You need a DTF? How, I mean, you got 7 accounts? What do you need a DTF for? First area of interest, 67s. Ooh. Closing above it. Okay. Looks like we trade all the way back up into this. This is just going to fly, perhaps. It's showing no signs of restraint. I'm not taking anything today. Fair. Yeah. This looks like it's a higher time frame movement now. In which case, I don't really like much. That's, I mean, you might run into a speed bump here in the 90s as people mitigate. But this is a higher time frame movement. Right? So I think we see what ends up happening as we trade back down. But again, maybe 66. Might stab back into the 50s. As we trade back up. I think we didn't really hit the SNDR. We kind of stabbed into this candle, but that's not really... I suppose you could look at this fractal. So kind of hunting to see if I can get one last trade in for the day. But we'll see. Back down to the 67s. Could be a bit of a firefly. You're looking for this high to get taken. This is a very aggressive trade, but quite happy to sit in this. It's got to run through this high and beyond. Get going, get going, get going, get going, get going, get going, get going. That was the firefly that I wanted. You had no accumulation at all. I don't consider this fractal really. I wanted 67, so as we stab back down into it after closing, I hit that long there. And I'm looking to trade up to at least the 90s and 500. And then if we just blast through, well, then we're taking this and we're going up to the 540s that I wanted in the first place before all this nonsense happened. Instead, here we are. And if I'm wrong, then we trade back down probably to here. And we sweep all these losers out. We sweep all these losers out. Man, my hair today, though, eh? If I did a small account challenge for you guys, what firm would you guys like it at? Do you guys want me to do an ETF one? I think they got a promo going right now, don't they? Tradeify. What benefit is there trading with Tradeify at all compared to anywhere else? ETF static. Make sure you guys are typing in the chat. I'm going to we're going to have some fun here soon. Funding ticks. $50 for a 50K with no activation fee. That's pretty strong. Is that for real? $50? That's probably lowest in the industry for a 50K. I think that the fast tracks at ETF, they're 100Ks, mind you. But I think they're 5 days to pass, and they're about that price as well. But that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I can do another fast track challenge. I think we did one of those before. Bullinox. I haven't traded them since I got a payout from them in like 2024, 2023 maybe. Man, it's been a while since I traded with them. People want the fast tracks, eh? People want me to pass a fast track? But the fast tracks are 5 days. I don't think they have consistency rules with your evaluations. Bullinox isn't worth it. Expensive activation fee actually makes them the worst. Yeah, I think that's like the big thing. So if you factor in activation fee, like Top Step and Bullinox are some of the most expensive in the industry. And you have X number of days to pass. So it's like, why? This is chopping around. I think we've already traded through the 67, so I'm kind of looking at this going, why are we getting held up here? Why are we generating liquidity? Right? We're kind of flagging, actually. So, still looking at this. Still expect higher into the 90s. But risk accordingly, lads. Risk accordingly, you know. As much as we want the higher time frame sweep and failure to yield blast, this is actually different though. So when you're looking at conviction in a trade and things evolve, because your positions will evolve for the same reason that, you know, if you're going long here and your target might be this high, I don't know, for whatever reason. I don't think that's a very good trade, by the way, but let's say you did. Then, and you see this, well, now you're kind of thinking, well, that's new information, so what's going to happen here, right? Or if you short in the morning and you get these expansive candles and then we go sideways and then we drop and then we kind of rally back into it and we drop violently, you're probably not going, if you're swinging properly, you're not going to take you're not going to be too eager to take it off. If you're short here and you get this, well, you might take some profits immediately, but probably let it ride because you got new information. This movement was lethargic. Bang, drop, bang, drop, bang. This is leading to a reversal. Bang, sideways, bang, sideways. Little bit of a liquidity sweep, but still involved. Very, very different stuff. Very, very different stuff. But you have to know, I'm looking at the exact same ticks that you are. Right? Paul Tudor Jones, whoever other market wizard that we've got. They're all looking at the exact same price action. Their reality isn't any different than ours. What's the difference? It's the price action that you focus on that determines your reality. Whether this is fearful or this is us looking at this higher time frame movement, spike, sideways, as continuation. And I do think we trade up to 90. Right? However, my stop is now underneath here, as that's now my invalidation spot in this trade idea. Casual $3,600 today so far. All right, let's see. Long to 609. Okay, let's go. I don't see why not. Okay. I use delivery and I use areas of interest. I use a whole bunch of stuff. Right? I use well, there's a bunch of new stuff that I'm working on with someone that I hope that I can call a good friend. Yeah, I basically, like, I use more physics, I think, than anything else. And then I use candlesticks and delivery to get involved. Which doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, how the hell do you use physics? But I mean, the markets are energy. Right? Markets are energy. It traps it. It consolidates it. And then it expands. And usually when it expands, there's very, very clear telltale signs. Sometimes it's not as clear to us. But it's usually very, very clear. Right? So you have to understand, not necessarily even if we're trending or not. Right? Which is what I kind of used to think. And I still do think that it's important. Right? For example, are we in a downtrend? So what's going to happen in this downtrend for us to reverse? Is it going to V-bottom? Very rarely, but occasionally. All right, we looked at this on ES. You got the same sort of signature on NQ. Right? So then what are we looking for a shift? Sometimes you'll take those inversions. That was a gorgeous trade. You're probably still involved in that if you are. But we spike, we consolidate. That's very, very different than this. Very, very different than this. And if you're looking at delivery, you're looking at this is the bullish move from this low to that high. So all this nonsense is nonsense. It's not noise, it's important because you're looking at it and you're going, well, if we're inside of this candle, right, then, and it's not able to go up, then chances are we're going lower. We don't know if that's going lower to here and flying or whatever. There's 490. One off here. Anybody take this long? Are we green? We enjoying the stream or what? Am I working for free or what's up? Good. Good. Excellent stuff. Right? I think one of the most important things that I teach people is the change in personality. But that comes with a lot of experience in chart time. But can you look at a chart for 10 years and not see it? Yeah, of course you can. If you go to a soccer field and you're juggling for 5 years, are you going to become a professional? No. No, you're not. Right? You have to practice and see things that you're actually going to use. That's going to lead to a change in behavior. Right? Spike. This isn't what we want to see. That's definitely not what we want to see. And then we go sideways. Well, what do you think is going to happen as of this candle here? We're going to drop. We've broken structure. We failed miserably. People were rejoicing at that 15-minute fair value gap. Traded back into structure and it left. Cool. But this is lethargic and then leads to a higher time frame movement, which left. Cool. So now what do we expect if we're going to drop? Or continue to drop? You're going to have something similar to this, something similar to that, something similar to this, right? Failed to validate a low, drop. That's one signature. Did we get that here? Yes. Did we drop? Yes. Right? It's not rocket science. We failed this low, right? No closures underneath it. Lift. Did we trade above this high? Yeah. Or we double topped. Right? But did it confirm? No. Okay. So what happens? We go lower. We tried going higher. We couldn't. So we go lower. Period. And how violent? Very. Why? Because the higher time frame still going down. Why is the higher time frame still going down? We don't know. But we do know that it's still going down because we couldn't go up. Rocket science, right? So then comes the change in personality where you're getting violence, we spike up, and what happens? Do we go violently back down? Because we did here. No, we didn't. We took the high and we went sideways. Weird. Let's see. Do we have a rally here recently? Yes. Do we have a change in personality? Spike, death. Spike, death. Spike, death. Spike, sideways. Maybe there's something there. Right? Sideways. Lifts. Trades back into where? The area where we made a decision. Spikes. Lifts. Sideways. Right? Leaves. Ideally, this would have traded back into where? The area where we made a decision. Leaves. So on and so on and so forth. Right? Personality. Personality. Now, see if we can get some marbles going. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Hamza, man. You do know she's married, right? Spoiler alert. All right. I'm going to ping everybody. We'll see. Get this show on the road. Like the stream. Make sure you guys are typing in chat. Man, be done streaming these from these days. Goodness gracious. If you're green, yeah, you get another flip. Back down to an area of structure. Right? So we wanted the 90s. We got it. Here it is. Right? Got to validate that 15-minute high. We did. Okay. Not very clear, but we're still in a structural area of interest. I'm out of my positions, however, so this very well could bounce from here. I think this bounce should trade back up to 83 or something like that. But I'm not involved in anything right now. All right. Where is a good entry? Good entry would probably be the sweep of this 5 if you're very, very aggressive. And that has to sweep. If we close underneath here, then you're looking at something similar to that. Right? So for me, I think that I'd rather have seen some sort of bullish behavior in here. I'd rather have seen that. But we also didn't stab back down to this area of interest either. Right? This tried, it really couldn't. So I'm kind of looking at if we can like trade into this area or not. Right? That wasn't really our deep stab, but I don't really expect that when we're expanding either. It's a spike sideways, spike sideways. That is a valid pullback in fairness. Right? So what I usually look for is contextually, I look for retail to get in. We then run everybody out. We then flip. We then trade back into equilibrium, and then we leave. And this is kind of something a little bit similar to that. But essentially, you're trying to determine, are we bearish, bearish, bearish? When do we flip back bullish? And that's where I want to be long. And by the way, that doesn't always have to be at the actual pico de low, right? Doesn't have to be down at the low. Perfectly valid getting long in here off of confirmation for this movement. And if this is your only trade of the day, well, you're going to have a wonderful life. You know, you're going to have a wonderful life. This is going to break this low. It's going to break this low. I don't really like how this is working, but I think you're going to get a squeeze here, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. And that's mainly predicated upon if we can't fail the 5-minute CSD. More importantly, we got a 15-minute low as well that we're sweeping. Right? We've traded above this high. I think I would have rather liked to trade into here, so I'm not. I mean, I'm done for the week anyways, but anyway. Okay. Sending it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. That is a bull bar as well. So we are stabbing down into this now. You've got, if you're looking at the liquidity, whereabouts is that? You're probably looking at this low, if I'm honest. If I'm honest, you're probably looking at that low, which to me should be a target given that all this has happened. But if we continue sweeping underneath this, then away you go. Let's get some of these doodles off though. Right? Technically broken structure. Concern would be this 5 minute actually flips CSD. Did the race happen already? It has not. It has not. It has not. This isn't very clear. I'd actually be leading bearish, unfortunately, but and if you're looking at the noon curve as well, like here's your, it like bears in mind to zoom out, right? So this is your current morning swing. Like let's look at it from like here. Here's your morning swing. We didn't trade up to the midpoint at all. Very, very strong. Bearish PA. More importantly, we're closing, likely going to close, unless there's a violent rally in the next 20 minutes and we end up closing above here. Your noon curve should be taking this low with a very high chance. A very high chance. Right? So you're getting your accumulation manipulated back down into here. So I'm disregarding that we've actually broken a structural low. This to me has disrespected the midpoint of this current swing, right? We're now retracing back to the area that did that, and you're getting your second violent move. Right? Right? Yes or yes? Good. All right. Make sure you guys are typing in chat. I'm going to save it in about 15 seconds-ish. Does anybody trade with funding ticks? I haven't actually heard of them jumping on the conversation we had earlier about all prop firms. This is stabbing back in. You did have a 5-minute flip, so that is a little bit of a concern. I think that if this holds, then people are likely in trouble. Short. I put a little bit more emphasis on this consolidation that sent us up. Right? This was the area I wanted for that long, which we got and then dropped. Cool. So we shall see. Okay. That explains their crazy deals. Wild. Wild. Let's see. Oops. Yikes. Shaboom, 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 shaboom. Okay. Saving the chat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Who's feeling lucky, lads and ladies? Not to discriminate, obviously. Obviously. That inversion, disgusting. Failed a CSD. Inversions have got to flip. I manifest this account to me. You are doing manifestation wrong. Appreciate you. Fun fact, the vast, vast, vast majority of the world does manifestation wrong. And they use I am statements. Remove duplicates. There we go. Add photo. BPR. Unclear. Unclear. Like this area. Like that area. It's dancing. 5-minute flip. That's tough. But it failed a 50-minute low so far. So far. You might get something like this. And then that would be goodbye. If. All right. Woo! I'm hungry. I am hungry. Make sure you guys are liking the stream, by the way. My goodness. What we got? Nope. Wrong one. What did I do wrong here? All right, do it again. Itchy nose. Okay. Pull that over. Pull that over. Voila! With my mug and my crazy hair. Let's go. Okay. Names. Bull. Calls. What do we say? Moves? Let's just go with moves today, shall we? Everybody should be in here. Stream Elements, goodbye. Seeing a lot of familiar faces. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Where is that? We got a couple of bots in here somewhere. 182. How do we have 182 names, lads? 43 watching. How does that work? How does that work? Where is, like, is that legit? What the? $43 watching, according to YouTube. 45, sorry. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You guys that are on stream, you got 2 minutes. We're going to clear these names. No. 180 something? No. No. Nope. We're going to, how do I do this? Clear save chats. And starting from now, make sure you guys are typing in here. No, I dealt with the module. So we should have about 50 names or so. And that's it. Type once because I'm filtering out the duplicate names. So typing 100 times isn't going to get you 100 entries. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Lisa, good to see you. Hopefully you're doing very, very well. Oh yeah, no, 23,000, yeah. It's good for engagement, I suppose, but either way, I don't want 180 names when you guys have been here in the morning. Just became a grandmother. Let's give some shout out for Lisa in here. Congratulations. Congrats. Congrats. All right. That is awesome. 56 watching. 56 watching. Okay. Downloading now. Let's see how many names we've got now. Let's see if ChatGPT's got its thing. Do it again for, oops. Fastest fingers in the West. You heard. You heard. Okay, 31. Or number 31. 105. Somehow 105. Must be some I mean, there'll be some bots in here, yeah. My goodness. Some of them are bots. Some of them are bots. Lumi candles. All right. You know what? 103 is good enough. But gonna add in the fam. Little girl just started that rum marbles confirm if they win. Yeah, exactly. My little one started to read this week. She's doing phenomenal. We'll clear the save chats, and then we'll do another one. I can't. I've got a thing for whoever is typing in chat, and that's how I can tell. YouTube doesn't actually let you, unless you guys want me to wait and watch me type everybody's name one by one, all 57. Coils of Power. Coils of Power, 105. Okay. I cleared the save chat, so make sure you guys are typing something, and we'll do another export as well. Those of you guys that have been here. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Green day, green week. Who's going to win the account, lads? I don't even think I'm in there. I think I'm in there as Luminary. Down, 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 down. Tomfoolery. I love the word. Ooh, Ronnie Ozo and Sanj. Oh, right. This is the Zappy Zap. Oh, the first place curse already got Sari Proj. Does this map have little tricks up its sleeve, or what do we got going on here? Oh, okay. I feel like somebody's gonna drop. Oh, Jones, Andrew, beginner, Forex. It's Donna! Donna came out unscathed. Somehow Mayonnaise Unicorn is in first. Nope, there she goes, Donna. There goes Frank and Lucas. Oh, Ronnie. Ronnie. Mayo. I think Mayo dies every race. Him and me. There's Donna and the oh, there I go. Oh, it's MMXM. Where'd he come from? Donna, I had you going. MMXM, where are you? You got 45 seconds, my bro. RU Paul came second. He almost called it fourth. There he is, MMXM. All right. All right. Okay. Let's do another export. Make sure you guys are typing in the chat. Just to make sure I'm on a big, let's make sure this is fair kick today. MMXM. All right. I know I'm making you guys work using your typing fingers. Man Baron picks. Respectable. Donna, you were first for the majority of the map. What happened? All right. Let's go with something. I like Shattered Dreams, but it's kind of been a little bit lame. So let's go with, we're going to do Castle Siege today. Not Enemy of the Gates. I want Castle Siege. Where are you? There you are. Good. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait for it to update. Wait for it to update. Come on, update. Update, update, update. My hair is flawless today, isn't it? All right. We'll see how many that gives us. Mm-mm-mm. $74. Hey, I like that. I like that. That's better at least. That's better at least. Bull is a fair king. Okay. The Queen of Prices here and Super Mario Sunshine. We have been blessed. We have been blessed, lads. 74 now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoop! Good luck. Good luck for the last one. The last one. Oh, smack. SEMA, Insomniac, Noob Gaming. Oh, all right, all right. Noob Gaming and Insomniac running in. Good lads. Wow, he's flying. He's flying. Nope. Oh, maybe. He's gonna knock back. Chaos. Chaos. SEMA. Where's SEMA at? Look at him. Look at him go. I know, when you're first, you're like, oh, I don't want this. Somebody else. Somebody else. Jones. Nope. Oh, wow. Okay. Chaos is right. SEMA clearing the path. Cloud base. No cloud base. Nope. See ya. Oh, yes. Get going. SEMA, you better get stopped. 'Tis today the day. Is today the day. Get going, you stupid marble. Oh, they're already won. They're already in there. Oh, I thought we had a lot more track to go. I was hoping for a heartbreak. SEMA, where are you? Second. You don't win silver. You don't win silver, do you? "16 seconds. Where is SEMA Sunar?" Ooh, we might be running it back here, lads. We might be running it back here, lads. Could be. Could be. Could be. Wow, we had a lot of deaths. Could be running it back. Does everybody see their name? Everybody see their name? Yeah. Good. Good, good, good. Congrats, Siba. Congrats, congrats. I don't know. Had to log into their other account, perhaps? I'm just kidding with you. Those of you guys that won, message me on there. We're going to do a live Q&A for you guys. On Discord today. Right? So this is going to be a little bit more in-depth psychology if you guys have specific stuff. So if you guys aren't in our Discord already, I'll actually make a an invite right now. There you are. Okay, so message me either on School and or in Discord. It probably won't be recorded as it's going to be specific individuals' questions. Right, rather than sort of educational, but we'll see. I might record it for you guys. We'll see what people want to do. But yeah, all right. So all done for the day. Hopefully you guys are all green. Tricky price action, obviously. Those that were shorting were probably making quite a bit. It looks like we had our violent pullback all the way back down to origin, and we're figuring out what's going on now. So yeah. What do we got going on here? Yeah, looks like we flipped back on the 5 and that led to lower prices. And we've got to yeah, we're inside of this candle's range. We're inside of this candle's range right now. So pretty unclear on both sides. You got lunch. Noon curve should say this 415 low should go. Make sure that you guys are having an amazing Labor Day weekend, and we'll chat with you guys soon. Bye, 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 bye.